Rosa?
Yes.
Hi, Rosa. It's Paul Cruz. I figured I'd call you a little bit earlier because I just finished what I'm working on, so I hope you don't mind that.
No, that's okay. I'm actually catching up on emails and text messages this morning, so this is fine. How are you doing?
Hey, every day I'm alive is a blessing. I do appreciate you responding to my what I call my introduction love letter at Alignable.
Well, how is that working for you? Actually, I just got involved with Alignable, but I really do not understand how they work.
Okay,
I'm really lost.
you know, I used it. I used it 2 years ago when I was in Las Vegas, and I did really well with it. That's before I really got heavy into social media. And then I moved to El Paso. I was going through some things, and I really ignored it because I have a lot of other platforms. But it's a really simple one, and it's not as fancy as the other ones, but I think it's more simple. I got on again about a month ago, and I emailed some people like yourself, and I got a few responses from that. And it works if you're willing to work it. I mean, that's the bottom line. And and if you know who your real target audience is or who your prospects are, then you're gonna be fine. Let me ask you this question and be honest with me. What made you respond to my message?
Well, you said something about you're doing some sort of trainings, and I'm not looking up your website right now, but I think you're doing some trainings to bring about more contacts and more leads into your business. So I figured, I'd call you and check you out.
Okay, fair enough. You want to prove to see if I'm real or not, huh?
No, not at all. Just wanted to see what you're doing and
No.
then see how, first of all, how I could support your business and how you could support mine.
No, I know. I'm just being funny. I wanted to be I wanted to be a comedian when I was growing up as a kid, but then I bombed terribly. So I said, let me get into something else.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. That's a really tough
Oh,
to get into.
yeah, it is tough. And, I'll tell you a little story. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and this famous,
I can tell by the accent.
I'm trying to hide it, but I can't. It's just me. But, there was a guy named Andrew Dice Clay. I don't know if you heard him. He's a big comedian and he's very vulgar, but he's from Brooklyn, New York. And before he was famous, there was a spot that everybody would go to like Friday night to, listen to comedians. And so I used to play a lot of scheme jokes on my friends that literally they would cry at times. So one day they set me up for my birthday. They put me in front of the stage. The whole place was crowded, and Andrew Dice Clay ripped me up. I could not respond.
Yeah, no, I have heard of him.
Yeah,
Now that you said it, yes.
and he got on me so hard that I retired from comedian. I could give it. I wasn't able to take it, but let me first. I do appreciate you responding to me, and I promise you will not be disappointed in what I have to talk to you about. Let me just give you a little background. I moved to El Paso April 2019. Okay, and my business was going really well until last year with the COVID happened. I had to shut it down, et cetera, et cetera. Got hit hard, but I'm stronger and better than ever before, and I got my new office and things like that. But I've been in sales a long time, over 30 years. And I've developed and helped develop a lot of salespeople over the years. I built call centers, sales teams, etc. And, one of the things that I've learned is, cold calling is a very powerful tool where a lot of people, like small business owners and entrepreneurs, don't like to do it. But it's a necessary evil, especially with social media. So one of the things that I offer entrepreneurs like yourself and small business owners is an opportunity to really target real qualified leads that you can have a higher conversion ratio. You know what I mean? So, not everybody's your prospect. That's what everyone thinks. And it's not. If you target and you have something of value, and sometimes people making a profit is not valuable to them, is what can it benefit their business in other ways? You know what I mean? I've traded currencies. I've had my own brokerage firm. I've taken companies public. I've done reverse mergers, acquisitions. Been there, done that. Did a lot of real estate deals. So I'm taking the same mindset. I've taken the same mindset and strategies to social media, and I created a strategy called social media conversion strategies. So what I do is I combine social media as a tool with cold calling. Okay? And the way I do it is I take every platform like Alignable, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Better Business Bureau, Google, you name it. I consider them like individual stocks, like a mutual fund, right? But then I look at it like the yellow pages. They're modern day yellow pages. Everybody's on social media, right? The only difference between the old yellow pages and now is everybody's looking for one another. Does that make sense? So I've been able to do that, and one of the things that I do is I help entrepreneurs like yourself and business owners. I don't know if you're the actual owner of the company or not, but I'm assuming you are. I help business owners really focus on not making the mistakes that they usually make by buying a lot of different types of leads, different type of platforms, advertising in the beginning and all that, where if they're willing to do the work, they're going to control not only their expenses, but they're going to get a higher return on their sweat equity and also a small financial capital investment. And that's important because you get to determine how much cash flow you make, how you increase your annual revenue, how you, increase and get a higher profit margin, and bottom line is a higher return on your investment. And that's one of the things that I do. I also have a online campaign package that if someone has a bad social presence, I can develop a strategy through an online presence to give them the right presence. And it's not always how many followers you have or anything like that. It's really the quality of the followers you have. I dictate my followers. I dictate who I want to follow, who I want following me, because to me, I'm about doing business. I'm about offering value to you, whoever it may be, that can help generate more sales in their business. Does that make sense? Okay. I just opened an office here. I rented an office space, Downtown Spaces. I don't know if you're familiar with downtown.
I'm very familiar with downtown. I just don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. You know where the baseball stadium is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like right behind that, by where the Amtrak is, right there. It's an old building. It used to be a nightclub, and they renovated it last August. It's really, really nice. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a seminar here next month. I'm going to be doing a seminar here. It's going to be maybe 50 to 100 people. It's going to be great.
On what?
On
what? On what topic?
It's going to be this. The topic I'm going to discuss is really a topic where I believe 95 to 100% of the business owners and entrepreneurs will agree on what I'm going to talk about. I don't really believe to make an introduction we should have a debate or a difference of opinion, because people may have a different view of social media. People may have a different personal view of XYZ. But what I'm going to talk about is really something that all business owners, you and me, think about all the time. And if someone disagrees with that, then they're not being genuine. And it's really what I call the 7 pillars of business. I did a video on it about a month ago, and it did really well. And it's really about, the first 4 pillars is what I call the engine. Is if you do these 4 pillars, which we all focus on, for example, we all want qualified leads, right? Who doesn't want leads? We're on social media because we want to do business, right? But if you don't target and understand who your real prospects are, you're going to spend a lot of time and money and energy on what I call window shoppers, tire kickers, and looky-loos, okay? Number 2 is, without sales, I tell my clients, if you don't generate sales, you don't have a business, you don't have a brand. You have what I call a glorified hobby. I was guilty of that, but it's true. So people focus too much on, advertising, graphic design. All those things are important. But here's the thing is everyone wants to make sales, but most people don't want to do the selling. And I think I call it a cardinal sin, because in the beginning as an entrepreneur, small business owner, you got to focus on that. And now with the COVID, there's a lot of small business owners that got hurt. So this is really about how do I help those business owners get back on the track, get back focused, and become stronger and better than they were before the COVID happened. I know it's happening to me because I'm living it, And then the third thing is you got to have the right sales process. For me, my sales process is what I call my straight line method. I've been doing it for 30 years and I could do a lot of one call closes, a lot of the follow calls, about 50, 60%, you can convert those leads into sales. So it really comes down to being consistent on that. And then when you have the right process and then the fourth one is you want to hire the right salespeople, right? But how can you hire salespeople if you don't even do the selling yourself? It's just, you're always going to be at the mercy of the salespeople. And I'm never at the mercy of salespeople because I train salespeople. So I have an advantage on that. And then what happens is when you have those first four, what I call the engine. Well, let me ask you this. Do you agree with or disagree with any of that? Do you agree with any of that?
Of course.
Okay. Right. It's logical, right? So, that's why I like to have it in common. Then what happens is if you do those four things, and if you're not doing it, then I can help people to establish that. The thing is this. Then you start to increase your monthly cash flow more than you can imagine. When you're consistently doing the process and getting the right leads and high conversion ratio, you're multiplying your annual revenue. And if you're consistently doing it, it's a domino effect. You're going to have a higher profit margin depending on the cost of your goods. So, if you have a service provider, the cost is not as much unless you subcontract things out. But if you're manufacturing something, it costs more from physical labor, but you're still generating a higher profit margin. And then when you're doing that consistently, at the end of the year, you're looking at a huge return on your investment, not only from sweat equity, but the minimum capital you're going to make financially that's going to give you that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So, so I try to, I really want it to be where when people leave, they really learn something where they say, I never saw it that way. Because a lot of times we lose sight of, the simple things. Does that make sense? Okay. And so that's what I do. That's just one of the things that I do. So, I could put a social media together. I could teach people they have a social media presence and they're getting followers and likes and people sharing it, but they're not generating sales. Then I could show them how to use it to generate sales, because at the end of the day, would you rather have 100,000 followers on Instagram with no business or 1,000 subscribers and 20% are doing business with you? I don't know about you, but I like the other number.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Okay.
I hope I didn't overwhelm you with that, but I just want to share that with you.
No, thank you. That sounds very interesting, and that's definitely, you're right along the lines of what we're actually into cryptocurrency and gold savings.
Right. Are you a sales rep or are you the owner of the company? Or what's your position in it?
No. I don't own my own cryptocurrency. I work for a company that has their own cryptocurrency.
Right.
We have our own coin, and we get paid in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Right.
And we have our own blockchain. We are launching our one and only bank, cryptocurrency bank in June, in the end of June, July.
Right.
And so we have our own blockchain. We have our own community. I've been in network marketing for over 35 years.
Right. Okay.
I've been a director of training and director of sales for Fortune 500 MLMs and network marketing companies in U.S. and Canada.
Okay.
And so I came about this project about 6 years ago, and doing well, just not doing social media though. Okay. Everything with us, mind you, I have an active community of over 5,000 people in 35 countries, but we haven't really focused on social media the way we should, and so that's what I kind of wanted to learn from you to see what I could do from you. Mm-hmm.
I definitely can help you. One of the things that, I've dealt with a lot of businesses over 30 years. I used to set up corporations, estate planning. I did offshore banking where I used to buy charters and things like that. So I used to own my own brokerage firm. I've got a lot of people presenting to me crypto. That's not something that I actually got rid of all of my investments. I got rid of my brokerage firm.
You got rid of your Bitcoin?
No. My investments. In other words, mutual funds. I don't invest.
I got rid of those years ago.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So for me, I have a different mindset why I do what I do, and it has not. Money doesn't motivate me. I like getting paid and I like earning my pay, but it's not a motivating factor for me. It's more deeper than that. It's really about being real valuable and helping business owners and solving problems. That's what I love to do. So as far as crypto and all that, that's something I don't even entertain, because I understand how it works. I know what's coming with that. I know everything's going to be digitized. It's going to be hard to buy. I get all that. And so for me, I want to be able to do that. Now, I can help you with social media, no doubt about that. I could put what I call an online effective campaign presence. Now, what happens is this. People get caught up in social media where they want to be popular. They get caught up into the likes and the views. Now, those are all important things, but a lot of it is facade, because you could buy likes, you could buy followers, you could do all that, but that's not real. That's like you doing business with yourself. I don't do that. I like organic. I like it genuine, because at the end, if you got real customers and real business partners, that will multiply the value of your following. Does that make sense? Okay, so I definitely can do like optimization. I got a graphic guy. I could do the videos. I'm just hiring a video person because I'm tired of doing the videos myself, because I like selling. You know what I mean? So I could do that. I could also show you how to utilize social media, where you can generate, real qualified leads, where you can convert a lot of those leads into sales. One of the things that I used to run into, I don't deal with it anymore, is when I run into experienced salespeople like myself that have years, they're so closed-minded that they think they know everything. They're not willing to be open because they have a certain habit. So when I train salespeople, I like training salespeople that never did sales, because they're easier to learn, to teach. As far as business owners, small business owners, entrepreneurs, I like to help them when they're young in their business, because I could help them avoid a lot of mistakes that they don't need to go through. Spending money. I talked with someone yesterday. They spent $7,000 on Dun & Bradstreet leads, and they didn't get no sales because that's what they thought they needed to do. So I'm helping them with that. Yeah, I definitely can help you. Now, what is it? What are you looking for? What do you have a budget for that?
Well, no. Right now, believe me, you're probably one of the first people that I talk to about that I need to do this. I will be doing. Well, do you think that we could possibly meet sometime next week?
Yeah. If you want to, I have some availability like today. If you want to meet,
No, I'm booked to next week, and I'm really tied up.
Okay.
I probably couldn't do anything till the 21st. What does your 21st look like?
Let me see.
We also have an office by Bassett Center. Do you want to meet in my office, or you want to meet over coffee at Starbucks or something?
Where you at?
We are at where Bassett Center is.
Bassett Center. That's on Passano, right?
No, Bassett Center's on the freeway.
No, I'm not too familiar. I don't get around. I live downtown. My office is literally 5 minutes walking from where I'm at, and so right now I don't have a vehicle because I still have it in Las Vegas, and so I got everything closed. But is there any way you could come down this way if possible?
Okay, let me do this. I'm going to put myself down a note for Monday to give you a call, and let me see what time I can be around.
And you don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about parking, because it's free parking right across the street. Is part of our building.
That's no problem.
Yeah.
Let me call you on Monday, and we'll set up an appointment for Wednesday.
Okay. All right. Let me have your email, because I want to send you some stuff you can look at. You can look at my YouTube channel. You can see what I do, how I present, and what I talk. Okay. Are you originally from here, Rosa?
I am. I'm very glad to be back home after being gone for a while.
Oh, really? Oh, where did you go?
Dallas, Seattle, Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I used to cover the whole country and Canada and Latin America. So it's
Oh,
been all
wow.
over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so glad to be back home. But anyway, Paul,
Okay.
go ahead and send me that, and we'll meet up next week.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Rosa.
Okay?
Talk to you later.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Have a great day.
Take care and have a good weekend.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye, Paul.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So that was the first call. We met. I emailed her yesterday on a lineup, but it's a social media platform for businesses. And she texted me, and she needs help with social media, so it was a good thing. And that was my presentation. That's a cold call. Talk to you later. Bye.